So we're starting with Skylanders SuperChargers. It's our new game being developed by Vicarious Visions for 2015. We couldn't be more excited because what they're doing is they're bringing our favorite Skylanders back with the Skylander action. In addition to that, they're bringing new vehicles for the first time with vehicles that can traverse the land, the sea, and the sky. So let's hop right in. We're going to go to a level called the Cloud Kingdom where you're going to try and track down an item called the Thunderous Bolt, which you need in your effort to try and find Kaos. Now Kaos has a vehicle of his own, the Doomstation of Ultimate Doomstruction, which is effectively a giant floating metal head that is eating the sky. And it's because of that destruction and the fact that it's actually eating up the connection between the Portal Masters and Skylands that you need these vehicles, because they're equipped with rift engines, which is going to allow you to reconnect to Skylands. Alright, so we've got our magic moment. It's asking us to put a vehicle on the portal, and so we're going to put on, this is our flaming hot race car, this is Hot Streak, so let's put that on there. You can see the iconography for land, so it's mountains with a road.
Hot Streak!
That's a good voice too.
Fire tires! Fire grill!
And so you see how, our magic moment's now been expanded to be a kind of a car show like showcase where the camera showed you off some important features of the vehicle. So the engines, the wheels, and the weapon and the grille in the front. And so now I'm also going to bring in a Skylander. This is a new supercharger called Stormblade. And so we'll bring her in. And so this area begins on foot. And so I think immediately apparent is just how gorgeous this is. The team's building this from the ground up on the newest generation of platforms, really pushing the visuals of Skylands like never before. And so we're able to get closer to that feature animated film visually like we've never been able to do. And so you can see once again that iconography for land up ahead. And as we walk up to it, instantly our vehicle is going to pop out from a rift portal waiting for us. So our levels are seamlessly blending vehicle-based action-adventure and our traditional on-foot gameplay. And so I can hop in, and I take control of Hot Streak. And so now I'm speeding down the highways of Cloud Kingdom here, drifting, boosting, hitting ramps, watching out for oncoming obstacles and upcoming enemies, all while collecting our new currency type, the gear bit. And so this is the item that you'll use to upgrade your vehicles along the way. What's fun about those is that there's a mini game tied to it where if you're doing vehicle-specific actions like boosting or drifting, it'll actually triple in value. And so it encourages players to go back and replay it with better skill and better reward. Watch out for the mines that these guys are dropping along the way. And so our areas aren't just point A to point B, we have a lot of side paths. So I'm going to skip to the right here, avoiding those enemies, and I'm going to find something else new and unique. So we just found a mod. And so what a mod is a new collectible type for your vehicle. And if you're using a supercharger, you can customize your vehicle on the fly. And so instantly accessing a customization feature where you can switch out the parts and effectively tune your vehicle. And so we've got that volcanic vent we just found and unlocked. We can now instantly equip it, changing our armor, top speed, acceleration, handling, and weight. I also have some different wheels that I can equip as well. And instantly, I've now changed the appearance and handling of my vehicle mid-level. So let's continue forward. You can actually see the flaming trail that I'm now getting from using these new mods here. And so this year we're going to have 20 Supercharger Skylanders and 20 vehicles. Now that number matches up because the characters and the vehicles actually match up as well. And so here I've got Spitfire. You can see visually matches Hot Streak. Similar color pattern, similar appearance. Now when you place them together, you're going to unlock a Supercharged combo, which is effectively the coolest version of this vehicle possible. And so you'll see when I place them on the portal, Spitfire and Hot Streak are going to interact. He's going to supercharge the body of it, changing out the appearance, leaving it crackling with energy, unlocking brand new and unique mods that change the appearance of the vehicle drastically. In addition to that, you get a damage boost, and so you'll see the attacks that Hot Streak has. It's got an awesome flamethrower attack, as well as a flaming forward attack, which I can use to dash into enemies. And all the while, I can continue to do those vehicle-specific kind of controls, like drifting you saw in the Speedway, and so I can strafe around enemies, kind of doing a really cool donut while attacking. And then over here we've got the Cloud folks playing a game of Skystones. And so we brought back Skystones, and we've taken the kind of groundwork that Toys for Bob created in Trap Team last year with Skystones Smash, and we've built on top of it, adding character-specific attacks, unique additional moves and strategies, and a ton of Skystones for you to find, collect, and build your own deck. And we're actually calling it Stones Overdrive this year. So more on that later.
Alright, Stones Overdrive.
Yeah. And so our starter pack this year comes with the land vehicle. It comes with Hot Streak. And so if we want to just play from point A to point B and see all the story, all you need is that land vehicle. But the sea and the sky are the most robust side content we've ever built out, kind of feeling it like their own missions. And so you'll see here with the sea, I'm going to switch out Hot Streak for our submarine dive bomber. So we'll toss that on. You can see the wave iconography there.
Dive bomber. Power propeller. Torpedo buoys. Mid torpedo buoys.
And so once we approach the threshold, once again a rift portal will open up and our submarine's waiting for us. And so we're going to hop on in. And now we've taken to the surface of the canals of the Cloud Kingdom. So we're skimming along the surface of the water, collecting some gear bits, dodging some obstacles. But I'm in a submarine. I want to dive below the waves. And so instantly, with the press of a button, I can actually choose between the surface or beneath the waves. And so the team's effectively building out two tracks on top of one another. So that way you can dive below and find hidden areas like this side path here. We can find new collectibles like crazy gear bit pickup here.
Oh, I thought those were bombs. I was going to avoid that. I was like, you're going to get hit.
I don't know, I gotta get my gear bits. And maybe an additional mod. I got Mr. Squeaks, an inflatable, cool, floaty toy, which is also an engine for my submarine. And one of the things that's really neat, though, is that we want to make that level of customization as quick and as seamless as possible, or as in-depth as you want it. So you can open up that mod menu, you can sit there choosing your parts, or you can simply mid-jump, press equip, have Mr. Squeaks added to your submarine, and continue forward, watching out for obstacles.
It's kind of like trinkets, but like they have powers.
It's more like a hat for your vehicle, but it gives you a significant, vehicle handling change. Because think of it like tuning a car with different parts. But it leads to a pretty substantial, vehicle appearance change.
What happens if you're playing co-op for this kind of stuff?
So if you're playing co-op, what we're doing is actually putting two characters but one vehicle in the game. And so they're going to actually be assigned roles. So someone's going to be focused on being the driver, and someone's going to focus on being the gunner. And so we add in additional controls into that sequence so that the gunner has additional range of movement, can track the enemies on their own, as well as having additional interactions like having a gear bit vacuum to suck up gear bits as you fly by them. And so what's also cool is that there's a single button press where you can switch who's the driver and who's the gunner. And so if we're playing together, we can kind of determine and figure out our strategy. And so what we've seen with kids playing it, with us playing it, it's really fun to have someone say focused on being the person doing the donuts around an enemy while you're trying to focus on and target the enemy while we're doing that. So it's really kind of a unique experience for co-op. So vehicle-wise, we're going to be bringing in Sky Slicer, which is our jet here. You can see the cloud iconography for Sky.
Sky Slicer.
Vehicle are these Eileen.
Oh, E-Way? No. No. So VV, Vicarious Visions,
Okay.
is creating all the characters and vehicles.
Okay.
Yep.
So those are all their creations.
Yes. But speaking of E-Way and characters you may recognize, one of the things that's unique for this year is we're bringing back some fan favorites, but they've been completely reimagined as Superchargers. And so this is Super Shot Stealth Elf, which is Stealth Elf reimagined as a Supercharger. And so you can kind of see here, and I'll show you in the game what that means. And so this isn't, you can notice there's no Series 2, Series 3, we're not just adding a WoW Pal. What this is a brand new playing character. And so it still has the flair of Stealth Elf, but she's traded in her daggers for a giant splinter cannon, which fires faster the longer you hold on to it, and it'll actually track onto enemies, allowing her to strafe. So I've got this side area here, so you can see I'm taking on enemies with her splinter cannon. I can do this spiraling kick as well. But one of the things that we wanted to do is not just create them from the ground up, but also add in something a little there that reminds you of what you loved about Stealth Elf to begin with. And so she can still go stealth, but now she leaves behind her gun as a turret. And so you'll see we've created brand new moves, brand new kind of looks for the characters. So Stealth Elf here is in kind of a flight jumpsuit, and we have completely new from the ground up upgrade paths. And so they're effectively new characters, but they have a little bit of what you love about that character before in there.
All right.
And then they also they're part of that 20, and so they have their own specific vehicles as well.
20 Superchargers.
Correct, 20 Superchargers and 20 vehicles.
Including some OGs.
Exactly.
Are you saying how many OGs are Supercharger?
Not specific numbers at this point. But one of the things that's kind of nice to note is that when you think about it, they all play completely differently. So that we kind of consider them all new characters. And so it's really just that 20.
I think we're just concerned that there's been a lot of Gilgrunt reissues.
I hear you.
We're all kind of wondering who the big Gilgrunt fan is.
It's all John. John is a giant Gilgrunt fan. He just loves flippers to begin with. It's very strange. But even, we hear you, and that's one of the reasons why we've specifically designed everyone for this game and redesigned some of our favorite characters from before.